Wow, here we is.
Where you been, bro? Where you been?
Me and Mickey Mouse had to take a little trip.
Y'all took it. You didn't get on that damn Hunter cruise, did you?
No, I missed out on that one.
I figured Mickey Mouse dropping some turds on yours and somebody eat them. You thought them were raisins or some shit.
No, I guarantee I paid for them. I guarantee
I promise you. I promise
you that. Look,
you
Jesse
feel like
Howard's
you paid.
on here already.
Listen, I feel like you know I've been to Disney. My wife's a Disney person, a Disneyette, and I guarantee you, felt like I paid for every strand of toilet paper.
They get you there, that's for sure. But it was a good time. Hey, the girls enjoyed it. My granddaughters had the big time, so it was worth every penny.
All right, guys, welcome to Boosting Bullshit episode 35, presented by Alliance Racewear.
Along with Drag Illustrated as well.
Drag Illustrated's on board tonight. That's right. You know, getting all our media sponsors. Alliance Racewear, your leading choice for safety wear from 1 layers to 20 layers. Take it from me. I choose Alliance to protect my ass down the racetrack.
Heck yeah.
Yep. Drag Illustrated, you know, been around a long time, leading media representative in our sport, I'd say. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, one of the, obviously the top drag racing magazine in the industry.
Yep, they've done a lot for us. Wes has been on the show a couple times. They've done a lot Winter Series, and they're venturing out, like covering us for this podcast kind of thing, trying to get out in every venture. I think they're going to do some more stuff with some, a lot of what I'd call YouTubers and influencers. Sorry, that was what influencers in the sport, not just YouTubers, but just people behind the scenes.
Yep. Put on the big money races as well. Them guys really put on a lot of big money races. So,
yep. Hey, we want to thank everybody that's helps out Boosting Bullshit. Just two guys. We race. We like to get on here and spill the beans about what's happening, what's not happening, what's going on. So, while you were away on your little Disney cruise, I won a race.
Yes, you did. A big one.
It was a big one. So, went up to Durana, Hebron, Ohio, National Trail, excuse me. I won't say Natural Bridge, but it's National Trail.
You should race Natural Bridge.
I've been to Natural Bridge. But so went up there. This is the third race of IHRA. Yes, third race of IHRA. And I did pretty good. I had a lot of luck.
You went number 1.
I did go number 1.
You go in and just run ramshack through the whole field.
I did not. I had a bye run and 3 red lights.
Well, when you're the most feared car in the country, and I'm going to give that to you, you are the most feared car in the country, along with the most feared driver right now. And then when you fuck up, they already fucked up before you fucked up.
So yeah, I mean, we were running good, driving good. I had some tough rounds. I mean, if Blevins turns it green by 1 thou, then I lose. I'm 008 to his to his perfect. I go 60 with a 5. He goes 60 with a 2 or something. So, that's a hell of a drag race, and it just ended up on the short stick. But lot of great competition up there. Track was a little tricky to begin with. If you looked at the racetrack, it did not look great. But hats off to Jimmy Bradshaw and them. They had rain. They had a surface that he really doesn't work that much. And, dude, it was stellar.
There was a lot of rain variables there, but there was some big runs.
It was.
We had a lot of good runs in both lanes, too, even though the one lane was probably a little bumpy.
Right lane was a little bumpy. And truthfully, I felt like both lanes were bumpy, but I didn't really spend a lot of time in the right lane just because I didn't like that bump. But, dude, I'm telling you, I mean, hats off to IHRA, hats off to Jimmy Bradshaw and them. They got the event in. They had it really good. They had a lot of stuff going on. It worked out great. A lot of the fuel cars, I feel like their fuel show's coming around. I feel like they've got it where they've got some side-by-side action. They had a ton of those nitro altereds, which was really cool.
They're cool. That's a cool class right there.
It really was. But dude, yeah, I mean, dude, it was a great race. I did have a lot of luck, but dude, I like to call those respect red lights, maybe.
Agreed. You've put the fear of God in everybody that runs this class right now. You have, because you lay down low ET of every session. You're 10 on the tree every run. So that forces the other driver. They're not paying attention to their lane. They're trying to be 001 on the tree and run their best run of the weekend against you. So, that's just a commitment for what you guys are doing.
And I mean, I really thought if Kai would have made the first run and wouldn't have had a blower malfunction, he probably would have out qualified me because he was on a heck of a run, and I guess something broke in the blower because he only went 203. So homeboy was on a run, so he was definitely gonna do his thing. But I got lucky and got that, and my dad, he always says you got to play the game. You got to look at how the ladder spins out, and he knew number one was going to get you a bye, so it worked out great. The Outlaw Pro Mod came around; those guys are really flying. Randy and Bubba Stanton and all those guys seem to be really stepping up their game. So it was, you know,
That
it was
class is going to go crazy here very shortly.
feel like it's coming back. I really felt like Pro Extreme was dead, but I felt like Pro Extreme when it was in its heyday, you only had one option, and that was a screw blower at 128 over. Now I think there's lots of different options. I mean, Reister's out there running mid 60s. I mean, he's not going into 50s, but he's got 60s with a nitrous car. Randy proved that you could run low 50s with these things. He's got that new car out with 2 stages of nitrous, and it weighs like 2,100 pounds. He's probably going to go 338 or something.
Yep. And then when Jimmy Taylor shows up with that turbo crazy thing, he's been in 330. So we'll see what that thing does with some weight out of it. And
Yep.
Robert Davis ran good.
He did.
Malfunction,
Yep.
so he ran really good. And I just think that's going to be it's really going to be a 40s class here before long.
And I think Salemi, they run the piss out of you when they start that. When they start eliminations in the pros, bro, there is no stopping. You got 45 minutes, 50 minutes at the most to get your stuff together. And I think it really plays into a different. And I'm kind of used to that from Big Dog, but it's been a while. It's not like PDRA where we go and they've got a ton of cars that they kind of blend together, and you might have 2 or 3 hours between rounds.
Yeah.
It really changes things. You got to be on your game, and it worked like. Normally, I don't see oil pressure fall much during the race, but like when I was doing a burnout and backing up, I see my oil pressure kind of fall and come back just from being hot. Dude, that's amazing. So
Yep. Yeah, I like to get the race done. I mean,
I do too. I mean, I think it keeps me I'm a better driver. I feel like if it's 3 or 4 hours between rounds, dude, I feel like I just get stale. You know me, I go in there and drink sweet tea and take a nap and just
you do some sleeping. I don't know how you do it. You do some sleeping, but
dude,
hey,
by the time I get to the racetrack, I'm beat.
I'd rather be let's go. I mean,
and it does play a factor. There's no nap time there, but I think to each his own. I just won PDRA a lot, so I kind of got into that room. And truth, that's only my second win at Galot ever, so it worked out great for me. But
I mean, you're the hottest car. You are.
Yeah, but
everybody else knows it.
You can get it. As good as I do. It can leave tomorrow.
It can. You ride it while it's there. And right now, you're the hottest car. You're the best driver out there. And I don't like admitting that on this fucking podcast, but you are right now. You're the hottest guy out there. You're 10 on the tree every time. I'll give you that.
I'm not 10 every time. I mean,
You're
I've had some bad lights this year. I had bad lights against Nick Norton at Galot and should have won IHRA there. Then I had the little mishap at Virginia where I felt like something happened in my brain and I missed it. So, I mean, it happens, bro.
See, it ain't like me to toot your horn, but I'm tooting your horn because you're the baddest man out there right now. There ain't a person out in any class admit any different right now. And that's a fact. No. And you got to ride it while you got it.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Because I've been there. 14, I was on top of the world, did the same thing, dominated a lot of stuff. And then in 15, I made some bad decisions and switched power plants. And it took me till 18 to get back where I needed to be. I mean, it doesn't take long. Just you're one bad decision away from screwing everything up.
Yep. And the same thing that you had a couple red lights and it still all comes back because you're the baddest guy right now.
I was 008 against Blevins. I'm 30 against Nelson, and I'm 30 against Jason Lee. Jason Lee was really red. I don't know if he was just amped up or what he was. Yep. I mean, I don't know.
Force an issue probably, and he might have just guessed maybe, or just it was time for his finger to come off the button. Sometimes you know how that goes.
I've been there, bro. I've been there. Believe me, I've been there. Yep. So I guess IHRA postponed. I just got the text about an hour ago, maybe
something like that. Yep, done for there. So I guess we'll see what happens at Virginia.
Yep. It's not looking great there either. I mean, I know they're going to have it. I think Saturday looks better. Friday's kind of spotty. They have Sunday to fall back on. If Tyler will do that, I don't know. They didn't really do that. But so IHRA is definitely canceled their Triple Crown. I can't say I'm not a little bit relieved. I knew it was bad weather going up there and I was going to have to drive. I really hadn't made my mind up. I'd kind of made my mind up, but I kind of hadn't. And I was going to make my mind up Wednesday morning when I left where I was going.
Yep.
But I want to chase the money. I really do. But I still have, I'm second in points in PDRA. So I kind of still want to do that. And I'm kind of torn. And I'll be honest with you, bro. We've been racing hard for like a month and a half, 2 months, and it's hard, it's tough on equipment. It's tough on, even though I've won some money, it's taken just as much money that I've won to keep it going.
For sure, for sure. It's you guys have been brutally back and forth.
Yeah.
We had that little 5 or 6 week break here, and it was, well, we needed it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've had some good weekends with my parents. I lost my mother-in-law, a couple of weeks ago. We're having to deal with that, and that's just, it was nice to be able to be home and be a part of that, and not nice to be a part of it, but nice to be, there for my family, my wife and my sister-in-law and everybody that's been involved in. A lot of racers sent flowers. A lot of companies that have sponsored me, they sent flowers, and I got to thank them. Everything seems to be good. The kids that was probably the hardest thing, getting the kids used to it and having to come home and tell them. That was very tough. But, everybody's got to pay the price at some point in time. And that's a price that all of us are going to cash in.
For sure.
And
it's a bad situation. We're all sorry,
yeah.
Condolences for all that.
Yep. And I do appreciate everybody that took the time to, send me condolences on Facebook or text me. But, got a good family, and that's all I can ask for.
Yep. And when you guys, you had time, so
yeah.
That was good. You had time.
And it was an emotional win in IHRA for that reason, because she had kind of planned to come up, and these things weren't happening. But to be able to win and kind of, that being it for her and my family, that meant a lot to me.
For sure. And you needed, whether you was racing or not, you didn't have a choice.
No, I didn't. No. But,
amen.
Yep. So, all right, enough of that. Check out our shirts, guys.
Merch. Got a little giveaway later, correct?
Yep. Got a little giveaway. So hang on to the end of the show. We got something from Double O Shit Show that he is gonna. He's coming on board. Let's see this arm. Sorry. He's coming on board. We got some interesting prizes. But we got the king on tonight, right? We
have the man, the myth, probably one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, I mean,
Period.
He's an interesting fella, and a lot of people, he gets a lot of respect. Well, I don't care if you absolutely can't stand the ground he walks on, you still respect the man, and that floats a long way with me in the racing world. And I've known him since I was a kid, and looked up to him. Really kind of seen how he's shaped the sport, our sport. A man that's not afraid to speak his mind. I will admit that. Him and my father go back and forth sometimes because they're a lot alike. There's no filter there.
Hey, and it shouldn't be. I'll be honest with you, I'm 55, and when I see Rickie Smith in the staging lanes, I look over like, look, that's Rickie Smith. And I don't know, it's just weird, right?
Bro, really you ain't got to tell me nothing. I'm scrolling through my phone, and I got people's numbers like Scotty Cannon, Rickie Smith, Tommy Mooney, just people that you just wouldn't believe. Not to mention my friends that are my age that we race with now, but those legends, if you can have those in your phone, I feel like you've made it. Todd Tutterow, these guys that if you have their contacts and you go through your phone contacts and you got these types of people in there, dude,
I mean, we race with them every weekend at PDRA, but it's still just amazing.
Yeah.
And to see what he's accomplished and we all know Rickie don't ask for help from nobody.
No, he doesn't ask for help, but the man figures it out, and he knows how to run a race car and a race program. He's had a lot of success in all kinds of stuff, but
it's hard to make a living racing, and Rickie's done it.
Before we bring him on, I want everybody to make sure you super like us, drop those super likes, like and subscribe. That helps our channel. That helps us keep going. Drag Illustrated, Alliance Racewear, all these sponsors come on board when you do that. And I know we got commercials that play during this stuff, guys, but if you don't have YouTube Premiere, it's probably going to happen. Just, we're sorry. There's not much we can do about it. It's not us. It's just YouTube's platform. But, catch up, play it back later, whatever you got to do, record it, and it'll play back. But that's kind of how things go. I mean, everybody watches YouTube, there's a damn commercial. So it's no different here, even when it's like
get paid.
So hit that like button, and we really appreciate it. All right, so our guest of the week is brought to you by Alliance Racewear. Don't forget, you can go to Alliance Racewear and hashtag Boost and BS. You can use the promo code and get 10% off. So if you need gloves,
Awesome.
If you need a 20 suit, he'd show you a 20 suit with all your logos, all your sponsors, all your names on there, no extra charge. A lot of these companies charge extra. I've got 2 of their suits. I really like them. They've been probably one of the best suits I've ever worn. They sell gloves. They sell 5-layer, 1-layers. They sell crew shirts. Just go on there, hit Boost and BS. And for a limited time only, if you go on his Facebook page, allianceracewear.com, and you like and comment on his page, if you put on there why you deserve a free Alliance Racewear fire suit. So put on there, like and subscribe, and we're gonna have a thing come up, Boost and Bullshit, and use the Boost and BS code. Like and subscribe and say, I deserve an Alliance Racewear fire suit because I'm a fat pig and I sweat a lot. Whatever. Or I'm the shortest racer in PDRA, or whatever it is. Put it on there. Bill's gonna pick one out. Best comment's gonna win, and you're gonna win a free fire suit, custom design from Alliance Racewear, courtesy of Boost and BS and Alliance Racewear. So go on his page right now, boost it up, and see what you're gonna see. You can get a free fire suit right now. So nobody's got an excuse why they can't get a free one. You put the best comment up. You can make fun of me and Steve. You can tell them that you got alligator skin and you got to hide it from the sun or whatever. I don't care. You can get on there and say, I need a free fire suit.
That's the deal of the week right there.
What would you do if you were going to get a free one? What would your slogan say?
Flat hoods suck donkey dick. Oh, did I say that live on here?
Now we got to beep it out. Way to go. I'm getting a new shirt that says flat hoods for life.
That's right. That's right. I right now.
FHFL.
All right. We're also brought with Drag Illustrated, top tier. Not only do they have the best winter series with the payouts being, I mean, that's the premier place to race in the winter, along with the, their news coverage and, media platform is second to none. So check out Drag Illustrated, buy you a magazine, subscribe right on in.
Yep, that's right. So hit them up and we'll do it. So without further ado, we're bringing on the king himself. I feel like Elvis is in the building. Here he is, Mr. Rickie Smith. Look at him in his lazy boy.
Okay. Oh, Lord, the king's dead.
The king is not dead. The king is alive and well. So how you doing, Rick?
I'm doing great. How about y'all?
Doing great.
Oh, wonderful. We never thought you'd come on social media.
I knew I was going to have to run this PDL thing this year. And I got on this deal and I've lost almost 46 pounds.
Wow. You can see it in your face.
I am down to the last week. I've been down to 193 pounds.
Awesome.
That is unreal for me.
Yes.
You tell it on my shoulders. I'm looking at myself on your deal there, and I see in my shoulders. I ain't kind of like I used to be, I guess.
Right.
But
do you feel better?
I said, let me tell you something. I need to get down on the weight. Anyway, I said, I ain't interested in fighting no more. I said, if I got to fight, I'm just going to find me a ball bat and we'll go at it. Forget the muscle part anymore.
I like it. I like it.
How old are you, Rick?
72.
Wow. I knew how old he was because him and my dad talk about. I always give my dad hell because he's always in there complaining about doing something. I was like, Rickie does it. Rickie's 72 years old and he's out here doing it.
And I work my butt off. But see, Chad, this has been a tough year. I mean, Chad been with me 16 years. Get kind of emotional when I talk about him because it's not just an employee. He was a hell of a friend. Looked at him like a son. But anyway, he moved back to Alabama about 3 years ago. And the last 2 years, he's been working for me 25 weeks a year. Okay. And that got me through. And then this year he decided he got to looking, and I don't blame him. He got to looking for down the road. Chad's 52 or 3. And he got to looking at retirement and what he's going to do. And I can't blame him. But he went through his program and he got his correctional officer's certificate. And that was a 10-week badass program. He got where he had to run 6 and 7 miles at a time and had to carry a 60-pound bag on his shoulder for a football length and jog kind of. He has really got in good shape, and he still helped me some. He made the first 2, and he won't be able to make Virginia this weekend, but he's going to try to make all he can. He's trying to help me out, Me and him we didn't have to talk. I mean,
y'all just knew how to do it.
I was so much comfortable with him standing on the starting line with me because he just knew what was going to happen. Yeah. He knew what my routine was. He knew if something went wrong, what we could do right quick and fix it up there. But
you had confidence in him. You're not used to having confidence in a lot of people.
I want to give a shout out to him.
Yep, Chad. We all know Chad's the backbone, Ricky. We've known that for years. I think you can put a lot of effort into your crew, and I can say the same thing, and so can Steve. But a driver is only half of it. You can't do much without a crew.
And I had some good guys. Ronnie Wilson, 7 years with me when I won a lot of my pro stock championships. Charlie Buck. I hired him away from Sonny in 1986 or 7, and I put my own shop together, and we built our own engines. We won pro stock championships with it. I've had some really good employees, and I've been blessed to have them around me.
Yep, I agree with it. I think anybody that's been around you in the last 15 years knows that who Chad is and what he's done for you. And Chad's been a good friend to all of us.
I was getting that. I got a motor from Jackie Salone. I wanted me a bigger motor. 974 is all I had. And I wanted a 998 to see what it done. He had one to sell, and I sold one of mine and bought one of his. And we went and tried to test last Tuesday at Rockingham, and just run like crap. Man, the motor was popping and banging and trying to hurt itself. And I'm thinking, man, what is the deal? And anyway, nothing that Jackie had done. We don't know yet for sure. I changed the crank trigger. I changed the cam sensor on it since then. I put a new battery in my car, put a new coil in my car. I worked Saturday. I worked like crazy to change in every run, for whatever reason, that didn't have nothing to do with it running because it was missing. Every time it went into gear, it had a grinding noise like and it wasn't shaking. I've raced a long time and I've never felt that. So I got to thinking about it. Friday night and Saturday morning, I woke up about 5 o'clock thinking about it. I said, Ricky, you're smart enough to know there's something wrong. There's no use going to Virginia, and I'm not going to have Chad this weekend. And I said, man, So I got up Saturday. I changed the converter in the car. I changed the tie drive in the car. I looked at the drive shaft in the car. I took the motor out. I had it out. I took it out. I put my 974 in. I worked from probably 7 o'clock that morning until it was almost 8 o'clock Saturday night by myself trying to do this stuff, and it just it's wearing me out, it is. But I'm not a quitter until I decide to retire. I'm gonna give it all I can.
That's one of my big questions was, you've been doing this, with you and one or two guys for forever. How has the sport changed though, Ricky? How has the sport changed in the last 10 years?
Well, like I said, I raced 51 years. This is going on 43 for a living, and it's on, like you said, it's only been like when I had Charlie and them, they didn't go to the track. Me and Ronnie Wilson went, and we took clutches out of the car. I've done a lot of the work, and me and Chad, we run clutches up until 2018, the first time I run an automatic. Well, I say that I did run an automatic in 2015 and beat his ass for the championship.
You sure did.
He and his dad about got in a damn fight after the last race. He was showing his mouth. I beat him in the finals on a hole shot.
You did. You sure did. Maryland. I'll never believe.
That could get in that guy's head and wear him out. I could get in his head before he ever left the trailer, and his dad would get so mad at me. He'd say I was playing games and I wasn't doing nothing up there.
No. He really wasn't.
It was funny, you know, but we had some good times then and all, you know, but me and Jason, but I was one of the only people that could really get in his head and get him off of the tree, you know, some. And
I think you still can. I think you could do it to this day.
But it's something, you know, I mean, and like, you know, Jason up there, you know, he's 00 and this and that. I've been running so much NHRA over the years. I come back and run IHRA last year, I believe. No, not IHRA, I'm sorry. I run PDRL year before that when Mike Thielen drove he wanted to race NHRA and not me race. So I done that with him, and I went back and run PDRL. And I told Chad, I said, I don't know what it is over here. After about 3 or 4 races, I said, I am better over here than I am in NHRA. And I blamed it on the track. I said, well, we're on a better track. We're on more glue. We race at night. I said, the car's just leaving quicker, you know, whatever, you know. Well, about 2 years ago, I found out, and I was at Bradenton, Florida, when Mike Thielen started driving the car. We go down there to test, and first run in the car, he was 12 or 15, I thought. Man, this guy's guessing already, you know, first time. So I didn't say nothing. We go by the next round, he's red by 100. Really? I said, man, I don't need him doing that. He just needs to drive the car. Go by the next run, and he's red then by 12 or 14,000. And I looked at Wade, and Wade looked at me. He said, well, he runs NHRA, don't he? I said, yeah. He said, well, he's going to be perfect for over there. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I learned a lot because Brockmeyer come down here when he started running this Winter Series stuff with the pro guys, the fuel guys. And he said, we went through all these clocks and all this stuff. And he said, I learned a lot of what was going on. He said, he's used to a 373. I said, do what? He said, oh, yeah. But he texted Brockmeyer right there while I looked at him. He says, is NHRA on a 373? He said, oh, Brockmeyer said, yeah. They're the only ones that's on the pros are on a 373. So when, and then that's when I told Chad, I said, Chad, I told you I was a couple better in PDR. Well, we're on a 410 street.
Yeah.
So it just, when you go to NHRA on that 373, I ain't good enough to go. Unless I'm going deep, I can't go 20s. I can be first round at Charlotte, I was 030. Well, that's a perfect light anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Other than NHRA. And that's about, I mean, a nitrous car, Jason drove them all. I'm not saying it's crazy, but I think you're at least 100th and a half slower on reaction time than you are a blower car.
100%. I agree with that.
I mean, you leave it 36 or 700 or 35, you leave it 45 or 5,000, just everything's spooled up better. I mean, you're going to leave better with that blower car, you know? So
I mean, when I run Pro Nitrous, if I had to run 10 or 20 in the box, delay box, that was a lot. Most of the time I didn't have to run anything. And with the boost car, man, I had 75 in it at IHRA. So, I mean, it does make, it's like you say, I'm leaving it 5,500 instead of 3,800 or 3,600 and 60 foot and 9.0s versus 920s, 930s.
So it makes a difference, you know, and that's part of going over there because Jeffrey Barker, he's a good racer. And I can tell you where it was the Indy, the year him and Stevie come over, and Stevie kept telling everybody he's going to show me how to run all the kits to the finish line. Well, fuck, I run all the kits to the finish line. I don't know what he's talking about, but he was just yapping, you know, that's Stevie. So Barker, this was, 4, 5, 6 races into the season. We was in the stage lanes up there in Indy, and he said, man, I don't know what it is over here, but he said, I cannot be better than 35, 45. He said, I'm doing all I can. That's all. I said, man, I can't either. I said, I don't know. But I didn't know then that we run on a 373. I had no idea. Yeah. But that's the deal over there. It's hard to go 15 or 20 in NHRA with a nitrous car.
It is, yeah. So, Rickie, I want to start something, and this is something that's always kind of interests me, and I've talked to several different people that have done it. At what point in time in your life did you realize that you were racing for a living, that you were going to make a living racing?
Yeah.
I would say in '83 when seeing, I got out of high school in 72. I started playing around here at East Bend and Farmington with my streetcar. And then I got hooked up with Robbie Fowler, which was Keith Fowler's son. We go to the same church, me and Keith does here in King. And we knew each other. And Keith was a country music promoter that had Conway Twitty, Loretta Lynn,
Wow,
Rich Boys. That's the reason you saw all that on the cars back then when I was driving them. It was his car then, you know. And we were running, Robbie had a 69 Camaro with a half frame in it, I think from maybe Herb McCandless and them down there or something. And I had a Gene Fulton motor in it. Fast car, super stock car. Well, it was fast enough we could run modified. Well, I seen him over here at Farmington racing, and poor Robbie, he couldn't drive it. And I walked up to him over there one night. I said, Robbie, that car will run on the index if you'll let me drive it. He said, there ain't no way. I said, yeah, it will. I said, that car will run. For the first run, he let me get in it. I think I was 4 or 500s on the index. We ended up being over a 10th under. And we got to racing some, you know, and running and this and that around 74, I guess it was, or 75. And you had a breakout, you know, when you had a dial in, you know, kind of thing. It was really bracket racing, but it was super stock and whatever they'd done. So anyway, they towards the end of that year, we was wanting to run a little faster. And Keith was kind of a comedian, you know, he was probably 20 years older than me, I guess, or something, but a little short guy, really nice, perfect guy. But anyway, he was a little bit of a comedian, you know. And so Robbie went back to him, and I went with him, and he said, man, Dad, we need a little more money. We need to go to Gene and get this motor hopped up a little more and this and that. And Keith said, that damn, that's the way he told. He said, that damn. He said, I don't know why y'all want to run faster. And I looked at him, I said, well, we just like to run a little better. He said, well, every time y'all come home, you tell me you run too fast and lost. He said, why you run faster? I said, well, I guess you make sense there, you know. But that was him. He said, you want more running, run faster, and every time you come home, you say you lost because you run too fast. But that's just a little story there, you know. It was
that's good.
He was a really good guy, you know, and all that, you know. But anyway, that's kind of the way I got into the deal. And then this super modified class come along. It was a heads up, no breakout class in IHRA. It was built for mini pro stock class, people that couldn't afford to run pro stock. It was 10 pounds per cubic inches, no poured and polished heads, single 4 barrels, all you could run, blah, blah, blah. So
Kind of like comp is now.
I like comp, but it, no breakout, no head, it was all heads up. So it run off a pro tree. So Arlen Faley had just kind of built that Superstock magazine Maverick. I'm sure a lot of you remember back in the day. It was on. He had built that car, and it was fast. It had the small tire on it. It was a pretty fast car. So Keith was a diehard Ford man. He didn't even like he liked the Woods brothers. He was good friends with them. I ain't kidding. That man didn't like you to come in his driveway in a Chevrolet. He was a diehard Ford guy. So, and I knew it. And Robbie had a Chevrolet, his son. So anyway, I seen this class coming up in IHRA. I said, man, that's the perfect class for Keith. He's got the money to do this. So I approached him one day. I said, Keith, they got a class coming up, it's a miniature pro stock class, and I really think a Ford will dominate it. Oh, man, his eyes lit up. He said, are you kidding me? I said, Keith, I just think the way the rules are. I said, I really think that Ford is going to dominate it, but 302 with Windsor heads, you know, with the 351 Cleveland heads on it and all. I said, it'd be bad. Well, we talked about it a time or two, and a month or two went by, and he called me one day. He had shows everywhere. And I went with him a couple times, drove an old bus, you know, he had. And I'd sell programs. Hell, I remember walking around them damn Coliseum. Programs. I was all programs. I just thought it would make me $50 or $60 that night, you know.
That's good, yeah.
But he called me and he said, hey, this was on a Wednesday night sometime. I was working with my dad and them driving bulldozers. He said, hey, I got a show up in Saginaw, Michigan, Saturday night with Conrad and Loretta, I believe it was. He said, I also got a meeting at 9 o'clock Saturday morning with Wayne Gap and Jack Roush. I thought, this man's pulling my damn leg. I said, Jack Roush and the ones that run Pro Stock, the Tijuana taxi? He said, oh, yeah. I said, you're kidding. He said, no, I got a meeting with him. I'm going to ask him about building a car for that class. I said, yeah, I want to go because I never met them people. You know, I said, oh, yeah. So I had to tell my dad and them the next morning. They said, you can't get off work. You can't go because we was going to leave Friday about lunch. I said, I'm going to work for lunch and I'm gone. You can fire me. You can do what you want, but I'm going and see the Jack Roush's, you know. And we went up there, showing up, drove a bus up that night and met them up there. Keith put this deal together with Jack Roush and Wayne Gap. They built that Maverick we run, and I dominated that class for 2 years in a row. I mean, you had Herb McCallus, Mopar was building heads for him. You had Tommy Hall with Gene. He was his right-hand man at the time. They had a car. John Bray had a car. You had some bad cars and drivers and tuners in that deal. And I just dominated. And actually, Gene Fulton, Keith got mad at Jack Roush doing the motors because he built a car that that coal miner, Don, I forget his name, he run NHRA a lot. He wanted a car like that. So he built a car for this guy, Don, forget his name, it's a coal miner.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But he built a car for him that one. Well, Keith got mad. He said, I paid for all this development work and all this stuff because Ford had to give Jack a part number to build aluminum manifold because Ford didn't have aluminum manifold for a car like that, a motor. So he had to do that so we could build a manifold. So it was accepted in IHRA. But anyway, he got mad and he said, I said, well, I was good friends with Gene. I said, well, we'll just take him to Gene. I called Gene. He said, yeah, I'll keep the motors up. So Gene actually the second year freshened all of our motors, done all of our own motor work, and we were wearing this guy out. You know, we still want. It's in a Ford magazine book. We had to run points meets and national meets back then to win championships. I won 16 out of 18 races that year.
Wow. One
race I lost on the jack stands at Bristol. They caught me. They knew what was going on. We run ladder bars in, and I always done my own suspension and just like I always have. For whatever reason, after the first round, I had the ladder bars off that car. I don't know what I was doing. Don't remember. I just remember I had the ladder, and they immediately started calling super modified. Staging lanes immediately. Well, I couldn't get it together. I still to this day, I went up there and I don't know why I'm still in IHRA because
you got mad.
I cussed Larry Carey and Todd and Ted Jones out till it wasn't no tomorrow. They caught me on jack stands and I couldn't make the round. I mean, and the other one, I forget how I lost it, but I lost 2 out of 18 races that year.
That's a good percentage.
And everything. But
that's
kind of the way I got into this deal. And then Keith didn't want to, they done away with the class and he didn't want to go back to a breakout. So he built a pro stock car, had Don Hardy, which back in the day was a man to get. Mm-hmm. So he calls Don Hardy and gets him to build a 78 fastback Mustang. He gets it all built. He gets Harmon Moody or something. Let's see. I forget who built the motor. It was a small block, 351. But anyway, had the best you could buy. He puts a dang match race together with Ronnie Socks and Buddy Martin at East Bend. I said, Keith, we got to go test this car. We got to go do it. And no, I bought this is the best you can buy. We ain't got a test. I said, I don't got a clue what we're going to do with this thing. We go up there, East Bend now, narrow track anyway. Guard, if you ever been there, it's closed now, but the guard, you couldn't open the door hard. I ain't kidding you now. It was narrower than.
It didn't have guardrails, but about 500 foot or something, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
And it was open. The rest of it. And downhill like that. I mean, just downhill. So we go up there and Ronnie, I didn't know nothing about that stuff. I'm just getting into pro stock. Ronnie's out there, him and Buddy with that rolls with me all over, sweeping it in. Ronnie's taking his towel and doing this. And we go get in the car and he does one of them old long burnouts, Then he backs up and he drops the clutch, like you would do just by half throttle and, rub it in. Hell, I do burnouts over here and I ain't got no rolls or nothing. He first run, I didn't go nowhere. He wore me out. I mean, we hadn't even done nothing. So second run, does the same thing. I didn't get down. He makes the show and does what he's supposed to do. So we go up there to third run. I said, Ron, let me have some at Rosen. I need some at Rosen. So they throw all that stuff down over there and sweep it a little bit in with a broom. Well, I didn't know no better. I'd done a little short water burnout and I back up. put the pre-stage on. I thought you put it on the two-step and turn the button loose. You don't. You kind of half throttle it through that Rawls, back in. You just, well, I put it on the two-step and turned the button loose, and I was in the left lane. Ronnie was in the right. Luckily, he waited on me to do my deal. I done a burnout, and that thing, it just missed a tree. Didn't have 60-foot clocks in. It just missed a tree. It almost hit the guardrail in his lane. I got it off of that and got back in my lane. And I was backing up, and he finally comes down through there with an old big, long, smoky burnout, and he goes all the way to the other end and don't come back. Well, I had to go up there and try to make a run, don't get down again. I go over and talk to him a little bit. I said, Ryan, why didn't you come back? You broke? He said, hell no, man. He said, if we'd run again, you was going to wreck both of us. He said, I wasn't interested, more. And that was the deal with old Ronnie. He said, no, hell no, I wasn't going to run you no more. You're going to tear both of us the car up.
Man, you need to write a book. You need to write a book.
We got into pro stock, and got into that. And then we wrecked the car. It blew a tire out at the old Richmond track back when we had screws in them.
Little Richmond. Yeah.
Turned the tire on the rim, and it jerked the tube out of it. Well, it didn't do nothing crazy until we got right before the finish line, quarter-mile racing. I was running, I believe his name was Sneed, Chuck Sneed or something. He had a black, beautiful Camaro then. I was in the right lane. We're going down through there, and just before you got to the clocks, that thing made a turn to his lane, just like the axle broke. Well, I turned it back. When I did, it went up on its side, and this is no shit. When he went by me, I was in front of him. Now, when he went by me, the roof of my car barely scraped his door. Didn't do anything, just scraped it. That's how close we was to hitting. Well, it flipped over top of him, and this car barrel rolled. They said about 6 times, barrel rolled. And when it finally stopped, one time, this ain't no shit, I opened my eyes one time, thought we was done. And when I opened my eyes, the ground was going by underneath me. I was upside. I was that high in the air. They said that car had to be 30 feet in the air one time. I was upside down and the ground going by, and I just closed my eyes again and grabbed that steering wheel. I said, "No way I'm coming out of here. This steering wheel is going with me." And when we stopped, it was the rear end housing was 200 feet up in the woods. That was the only thing left. There was one front tire left. One strut was gone. Rear end housing and tires and all was still on it, up in the woods. I'm turning around backwards, headed up the track on his side in the dirt. And when I opened my eyes, I saw fire come out of the carburetors, and that scared the shit out of me. And the parachute, little old bitty cords around it, they were wrapped all around the car. Wasn't no doors on it. It took the rear, I ain't saying no crap. It took the rear back bumper. We had steel quarter panels on it then. Didn't have, the only thing was fiberglass, I think, was maybe the doors in the front end. It took the rear and pulled it all the way over the roof. It was down at the windshield. That's how bad it is. But anyway, it tore it all to pieces. But that was the end of my pro stock with Keith. And man, we were second in the points that year. This was 1981. And anyway, we finished up, and I won the race. I seen I could run with them because I had beat Sox and Warren, and I was seen I could race with them guys. And man, I just built my house, still working with my dad and them kind of in 78, built my house, and here we are in 81. And Don Hardy told me, he said, "Rickie, I want to help you." He said, "If you'll get all back in, you could get parts." I got all the parts given to me for the Ford. I got the body. Harry Glass, give me the doors, the front end, the roof, the hood and all. The only thing I had to pay for with that thing was some labor and the tubing.
Wow.
The car. Everything else was paid for. Wheels, tires, gauges, fucking everything. So I built that car. My wife said, "How you doing?" I don't know. I built that car back in for, I don't even think I had 40 grand in, I forget what it was. It wasn't much. Well, I bought the motor and the transmission out of the car from Keith, I think for 30 grand. He said, "I'll sell y'all a motor, transmission." No, I started the year in 1982 with John Causey doing my motors. No spare short block, no spare nothing. And I come out in 1982 and won the championship over Ronnie Sox and Warren Johnson.
Wow.
In 1982. And then that's when I was still driving bulldozers. I was having to do that at night and this and that. And Causey was helping me. I drive all the way across help him. I'd tear the motors down, wash them, clean them, and he'd do the valve job and do it all back and get it together. And I'd come back up the road the next day. But we were friends back in, and people were trying to help me. But 1983 is when Ford come along and seen us a competitor, I guess, and really wanted to do it. And that's when I got my first sponsorship from Ford Motor Company in 1983. I got $75,000 from Ford and a body. And that's when, if you remember, that's when 1983 was when they changed the Ford Thunderbird from old square front end to what I call a football type car. You know, rounded front, rounded back. Well, me and Glitton's the only one that had one. So we get ready, and we're going to go to Pomona. They wanted me to go to Pomona, did. And so John had put me a short block together, and we had an old 500-inch motor. And we go to Pomona for the NHRA race, and it rained it out. Well, they called it off. Well, they wasn't going to let you come in the pits back in and work on the car.
Yeah.
So I had a Chaparral, 48-foot Chaparral trailer using. My old dually truck that I was afraid to go to California in, afraid it wouldn't make it out there and back. I called Harold Denton because he sold used cars and different things. I called Harold Denton. I said, Harold, you got a dually that you let me borrow to go to California? He said, yeah, I got one down here. Come on down here and get it. So I borrowed the dually from Harold Denton to go to California back. It was brown and two-tone. We go out there. They call it off. We go down the road about 10 miles to Ontario, I think, where the airport was from the track. And the Holiday Inn was right there off the exit, old Holiday Inn. So I parked right in front of it. It was just me and one more guy, Ray Carter. He's dead now. I parked right in front of this motel. Wasn't 50 feet right in there from our walking in the door. There was just enough room to park this whole rig. Well, back in, they had the old motel room, didn't have an elevator. It's a two-story. You either walked around the steps and went up, or you went in the back, in between the hall, didn't have doors. So we're going to get a room. I got my old laundry with me, and Ray does. We're tired. It was the end of the Friday evening or what it was. And we had an outside room. We had to go up the steps and come around outside. We could look right there at 150 feet and see the truck.
Yeah.
We go in. Ray says, man, I got to lay down and rest. I said, well, Ray, I'm going to walk back here at the back, wash my clothes right quick. Well, I walked back to the back of the motel, which, what is that, 100 feet back there and back? I walk back there. Somebody's using the wash and dry. I come back up the steps, turn to go to my room, look down there, fucking truck and trailer's gone.
Oh.
Gone. I'm in the room. I'm hollering at Ray. Ray thinks I'm pulling his leg, trying to get him up. I said, Ray, I'm telling you, somebody has stole the rig. And I run to the front desk, and they called the law. And I mean, I'm damn near crying. I had no insurance. I had nothing. I had everything I'd ever worked for and saved, and had Harold Denton borrowed truck. I mean, sold everything. And got the law over there, and they hung around for a couple hours and tried to put word out and this and that. And finally, it's been a couple hours. And that cop looked at me. He said, well, sir, he said, the problem is out here, this is kind of natural for us, what he was saying. He said, the problem I'm afraid of is, he said, when stuff like this happens, he said, they usually pull it back on I-10 and set it afire. I started crying like a baby.
I'm sure.
Good gracious.
Please don't let that happen. He said, they'll pull it back out on I-10 and set it. We'll find it afire. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
so
please.
Roy Hill come over there. Now, this is
Roy.
About it. Old Roy comes over. Roy Hill comes over there, and he says, Rick, I hear you. Somebody stole your rig and all this, and Roy. I said, yeah. He said, well, we're going to go down on this service road back behind the airport and all. He said, there's a bunch of old buildings, big buildings over there. He said, I'll guarantee you somebody stole it and put it on them big buildings. And they had windows that come out like this in them, a lot of them. There's up about this high. Couldn't really see in it. And this was at night. This was already 10 o'clock at night that night. Come on, go with me. We're going over here. And we go to a couple buildings, nobody around. There's one there with the windows pushed out on it, and you could hear people in there talking. Roy said, that's where it's at. Let's go in there. We're going to go. I said, Roy, they fucking shoot us. He said, hell no, you going in here with me? We crawled up and got in that window somehow or another, me and him, went in that damn place. There's about 4 guys standing in there, and they looked around at us and said, who are y'all? Roy said, I'm Roy Hill, and this is Rickie Smith. Somebody stole his rig, and we're looking for it. I mean, he was just went on and on and on, but that scared the shit out of me. And I thought I was pretty brave, but that fool went in that building. I'm thinking, man, we ain't at home. And this crazy nut called the dang the bikers, what do you call them? That club,
Hell's Angels. Hell's Angels.
He knew people in the hell. He called the Hell's Angels out there and got them on it. They started looking for it. He knew some people back in the day. Now I have to say, but at midnight the next night, I got a call, and it was from the sheriff's department, and they told me, they said, well, we've got your rig. I said, you do? He said, yeah, we've got it. He said, I said, it ain't burnt up. He said, no. He said, you can come and get it. I said, I'll be down in a few minutes. It's about me. He said, no, sir. He said, it's in a yard down here in record service. He said, you can get it in the morning at 8 o'clock. Well, shit, I was there waiting on him. I opened the door on that thing, and it was just covered white. Just everything was gone. I had a spare short block there at the time. I had a brand new four-wheeler that Honda Winston-Salem had given me that year for sponsorship. Yep. I had a brand new Linko that Gary had brought to me. The first brand new Linko I've ever bought in my life. I've never seen it to this day. It was in the box. I didn't open it. Gary brought it to me on Saturday. Brand new Linko gone. Four-wheeler gone. Every spare, the junk drawers that had the bolts in it, they had emptied out. Everything gone out of that thing. But they put all this white pattern in. I had two big fire extinguishers. They sprayed that everywhere. And I had a 5-gallon bucket back in, and my dad gave me, because that's in construction, they used to buy old washing powders in 5-gallon buckets, just old powder type stuff.
Yeah.
They took that and threw it everywhere. They took in fire extinguishers, sprayed everything. I said, why in the world did that? I mean, it was just stupid. It wouldn't tore up, but just unreal.
Kids had to be.
Why did they do this? He said, oh, who done it knew what they're doing, because he said, we can't get a fingerprint nowhere. I said, I'll be damned. So that my experience getting started in the pro stock, and that was my first really change that I thought now, and that's when I quit working with my dad and them after that, and I went to racing full time with the end of '83, and that's where I felt like I was starting as a pro, and that's how I kind of got into pro stock and got where I got, And
I was 3 years old. I was 3 years old, Ricky.
I know you know Harold, old party time, but he pulled me out and give me a truck to drive out there and back, and damn, I stole it and then knocked the dang. It had them key on it. You locked the steering wheel. They knocked that off. And I told Harold, I said, well, ain't nothing tore up but the key thing in the steering wheel. He said, don't worry about that, Ricky.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Yeah. Ricky, how's everything changed since all that? As far as where has the sport went since how you used to do it then to the way things are now?
Millions of dollars.
That's the truth.
Amen.
That's the truth.
Amen.
Or you could take 100 and 150,000 and thought you was a hero. Now it's a million and a half.
I don't know if you can, I run pretty tight budget. So do you, Ricky. It's tough, man, for nowadays just to try to keep up with technology and try to keep up with the guys that got millions of dollars and put a lot of stuff in there. And you've done good, and Steve's done good. And we've done. There's a lot of guys that do good that don't have $1 million budgets.
Right.
But it's turning. I think. What do you think about the super teams? You see these guys with four or five
cars.
Well, that's what I was ready to say. The biggest thing is where I could do it with me and one more. Can't hardly do that no more. Because you got. I mean, here I am, thrashing like crazy between rounds. There's been several times when we had the clutch car. Chad will tell you, Chad done the clutch and tried to run the valves. I would try to have time to look at the computer and maybe. I wanted to make a little change, suspend, whatever, But there's a couple of times we knocked the rear end out of the car, won the round. Yep. But I'd have to get back there, and it seemed like it'd always be at Bristol or somewhere where it was damn 95 degrees, 110 grams of water. I'd be back there changing the third member by myself, trying to make a round. He'd cut the clutch, and know which one got done first would run the valves to make next round. But I've done that a lot, and then get back in that car smelling like rear end grease. Oh, yeah. Sweating like crazy, and you go up there and your hundreds are too late on the light. And the guy say, well, why is he that? Well, I wasn't one of them drivers that got to go up in the lounge and have me a Coke and sign autographs. I've always had to do my own work between rounds. So I don't care how good you are. When you get so wore out, 100th on a tree or 200th is very easy to lose, as y'all know. you know, but that's what's happened is I'm still trying to do all this work and race against drivers. A lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them don't have to change the transmission. They don't have to pull a converter out of the car themselves. They don't have to change the rear end themselves, you know. And you got the super teams. You got Petty. You got Brown Stroud, which is good. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about them. They're damn good. But you got them, Stroud. I'll say Jamie Miller's in there a little bit with them. You know, I'm sure they don't show him everything. But you got 2 and 3 people sharing information like glue. So, I mean, Petty and I'm just saying taking NHRA, that's what I run them over. Hell, they're tuning half the cars over at least, if not more. They're tuning cars. Well, it's tough to go over. I don't care who you are, how good you are. When you're a good tuner and you got another good tuner, you bounce a few ideas, or you might say, I think this, and then the guy says, no, that definitely won't work. It gives you somebody between rounds to throw stuff off of. And that helps you a little bit, you know?
And you got like Stevie and you got Jeff Pierce now. And I mean, there's a lot of different guys. And you got
Jeff Pierce, that helped his program, you know? That's the biggest thing. And that's what I told Jim Whiteley, you know, we've talked about. I said, Jim, it's got down to where one crew chief can't do this. You need 2 to run with these guys up front. They all got them cars. Look at them. They may not be Petty and Brandon standing in the pits, but you bet your ass they share information. They test together. They know all this stuff. And if they get in trouble, they can help each other. I said, it's hard to run with these teams anymore with one crew chief. You're asking him to damn near do the impossible.
I agree. The number of runs that they're making as well.
Right. They're getting. Well, you take a Petty crowd. I'm just saying. I mean, because they're the dominant crews right there right now. They got 10 times the runs you got.
Yes.
Yeah.
You take all the cars they got 10 times, maybe more than that.
So I'm gonna ask you to. I'm gonna ask you.
Saying that's a tough deal to go against.
I'm gonna ask you the $1 million question. How do we make it fair again?
It's very easy. Very easy. People think I'm a nut, and I am a nut. I might be a cracker nut, you know. But I could make this where I don't care if you're in Sweden, if you're in Doha, I don't care where you at in the world. And I still think it would be better because there's so many freaking cars out here want to race. And there's some people in Pro Nitrous, businessmen that have some money. They wouldn't mind putting in the program sometimes. Like I know the NHRA thing, you got Tyndall and a couple of them Proline, Fuel Tech, they're all putting money up for the purses and sponsoring stuff and all this. I understand that. But you got some nitrous guys out there too that would do something if they thought they had a chance. Just give them a chance. And I've got 2 guys right now that would go in a heartbeat. They want me to quit and go over, and I won't do it with them because I said, guys, I'm not going to take your money. And no, we ain't going to even qualify in the top half. I ain't doing it. So, but here's the way you can do this. NHRA has the perfect program right now to get everybody together. Nitrous and blowers and whatever. They have the perfect thing that people wouldn't have to do too much crazy stuff for. And I'm not talking about slowing the blower cars down. I'm talking about letting the nitrous cars pick up to run with them. And you could have this where it's everywhere in the world. Now everybody can run together again. All they got to do is take 55 to 60 pounds off the nitrous car, and we can go. We're not going to be the number 1 qualifier, but we're going to be where we can run within 1 or 2 of the number 1 or number 3 cars. We're going to be where we can run within 200 of them or less. Well, now you can go race. Somebody's going to leave first, okay? I'll go race. But when you're 400 and 500 behind, like they got me over right now, you can't race. Everybody's too good at drivers anymore. And the blower car's got a little advantage on reaction time. So I'm just saying, absolutely, these cars, whether it was Westbuck's deal, PDRL deal, it don't matter where you go, you could have this thing where everybody could run together. It ended up being a 32-car field because you'd have so damn many cars. I know they got cars down at West's deal, but you look at them struggle everywhere else. PDRL, even IHRA now struggling a little bit. you put all these cars together and let them run within 200 each other and watch this thing really explode, because the people in the stands, there's still people like to see that nitrous squirt out.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
like to see that rivalry. You need that rival. That's what's going on. You know, if you would do this, you could take the NHRA rules and do nothing right now. Even though they took 15 off of me and put 30 on them, you got to go right now and take between 50 and 60 pounds off that nitrous car. Now it'll pick it up 2.5, 300s. All right, 60 pounds will, probably 300s at the most. There are 400 and 500s in front of me still. So if you do that, we're all together. And if everybody made that, whether it was Westbuck, Tommy Franklin, Sweden, everybody decided this is going to be pro modified rules, period, you're going to see this deal come even alive again out here when you start getting nitrous and blowers running together again. And it's a simple, everybody said you'll never do it. Yes, you can. Everybody says you can't make a nitrous blower car run together. Yes, you can, because we're so close in NHRA to doing it. If you just take some weight off the nitrous car and let us pick up 300s, you know, the outlaw deal like y'all done. No, we're behind y'all 600, 700.
Yeah.
So you'd have to just take the blower from 92 over to wherever they are, 65.
60 over. Yes, 62 over. Yeah.
The only people that would really have to make maybe some major changes would be the centrifugal cars. I don't know. They'd have to come up with a different centrifugal deal, which if you made this the way it's going to be, and this is the only way it's going to be, now the harsh charger or the other charger, they'd have to come back and redo them. Okay, let's just get it all done and get it over with. This is the way rules are going to be from now on. We're going to run all these cars together. It could be a hell of a show out there if they do that. I really believe that in my heart. I think that could work. It'd be good for everybody. Everybody could come back and race nitrous and blowers and make it all. The nitrous car still, I think, would be behind a little, but you got so many people, you just take that chance of being out run 200s and go race.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I'm 200s away, I can make it up on the tree. I really feel like 200 or 300s. Yeah.
Or you're going to lose, like you say, you'll be a little late or whatever, you know.
Yeah. I've done that.
This is the way I think. If we raced, I know you're saying you can make it up on the tree, but if we raced and stayed on a 4/10 tree, now I can be 00 and I can even be red at night. So now it equalizes everything back out.
Yeah, and you can't run delay box in NHRA either. So
the 4/10 tree and
what if they give you the 998? You think that would help too?
Yeah, it would help. The only thing about the 998 is that 6 1/4 stroke. It's going to not last long in a quarter mile, because you got to make these cars run. I done run too much with them. When you start running 253 and 254, you're going to run that motor 8,000 in the lights. All right.
Yeah, that's too much.
I done fool with rear end gears and this and that. When you change that rear end gear, just that next, because I can't give away my secrets, but anyway.
From this one to that one ain't but so many RPM.
Right. Gears 5 or 6 years ago, from one to another, and it was only like 10 points.
Yeah.
I lost a mile an hour to the 8th and could never get it back with gear ratio, but I picked up damn near 2 miles an hour on the other end and about 100. That thing was strode down the back. Well, I got out NHRA all excited. You running all this speed. You got all this power.
I remember that.
All I fucking done was change rear end gear, and I couldn't believe it when I done it. Man, and I fought like crazy to get the speed back, but I never got that speed back at the 8. But, man, did it show big speed and run out the back. Well, now what I've seen with these 18-inch wheels, and I tried to get them last year and they wouldn't do it for me, the 18-inch wheels have definitely helped me in 60, because at Charlotte, I seen what's going on. In Charlotte, I always struggled trying to get through the shake zone. Always. I made some good runs down there. All but the first run. The first run, I missed the timing. It was my fault. I missed it 1.5 degrees all the way down. And it run like a dog. I said, holy shit. Well, I went back and seen what finger fat fuck or whatever you call it. I missed the timing. And I was off 1.5 degrees in that iron. It just wouldn't run nowhere. I fixed that. Boom. Went out there, started making really nice runs. All right. But I couldn't run no speed. I mean, I used to in 2,000 feet of air. There was nothing for me not to be able to run 252.5, 253.5. Okay. the best I could run down there was 251 and a half, maybe a high 251 one time. I couldn't run 250, couldn't even come close to it. The motor was already, vacuum was going. If I'd have tried to do it, it'd hurt the motor, you know. So I think what happened, that 18-inch wheel got me through the shake zone and probably helped me 100th year or so, 100, maybe 2 or something. But it won't show that speed no more because that tire won't grow.
It won't grow as much.
If I change that rear end gear and make it run speed down there, it's going to slow it down through the middle of the racetrack. Guarantee it. With gear rate, it will. You cannot come back with enough transmission to make it run right.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's that. But yes, you could have a heck of a program out here with nitrous and blowers. Everybody says you can't have them together. Yes, you can have them together, but you got to be willing to go off the NHRA rules. Let the nitrous car pick up, because we can pick up.
Yeah.
You know, take 60 pounds off those, or let us run the 970. The 974, I think, would be okay over there because it's only a 6100 crank. I think that would live. But that's all they got to do. It's a very easy deal, and everybody thinks it ain't, but it would slow y'all down here, West Buck, whatever, yes. But it wouldn't be a major deal to do that with the blower car, because you're just going to change pullers, get your fuel code right again.
Yeah.
You know, it might, so what? It might cost you $20,000 to go get your fuel code right and do whatever. $25,000, let's say, with a blower car to get back to the NHRA deal. Okay, change your ring, whatever. But the centrifugal car would be the only one would probably have to come up with a different
blower,
smaller centrifugal, deal. But still, if you've done that and everybody agreed, whether it's Westbrook, Tommy Franklin, IHRA, everybody agreed this is what the rules are going to be. We're all going to run off this from now on. And I guarantee you overseas, everywhere else would follow suit, because now you got everybody being competitive again.
I got to ask.
Go ahead.
Is there room for advancement in the night? You guys both run nitrous. I don't know nothing about that shit.
I used to, not anymore.
I mean, pusher system / whatever else everybody's doing. I mean, is there a room for advancement in any other thing even in the engine?
Not in the outlaw stuff.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I think
I mean, that's that they run and all that stuff, Halsey did and all. You've seen one. I've seen him bring 3. I seen him when I started running good again. They brought 3 motors to the track at Galot first year, and he tore up all 3 of them so bad he had to call Mo Hall and get a motor brought up there.
Yeah.
So he had one like what he had to run. Well, who can afford that?
No, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. And the outlaw style is crazy. I mean,
you're not going to do it. You're not going to get a nitrous car to run. First of all, and like I say, I lost 45, 46 pounds this year. All right. I'm down to 193. Well, everybody can't weigh 150 or 165 pounds to drive a nitrous car when you got blower guys weighing 250 and 260 and still can make rules the weight, So why you got to be a jockey to drive a nitrous car?
No, and I think Doug Reister's probably got the lightest nitrous car that's ever been. I would say that's probably true.
That thing wouldn't pass no rule check.
No.
And I ain't got nothing against that, but it wouldn't pass. No.
That
car won't pass tech nowhere.
It's minimum. I promise you that. But I mean, he runs about as hard as he could this past weekend, even with 106 air, and 65 or so is probably the best he could go.
Yeah. So the only thing to do is just take everybody back. The NHRA rules is where the package is. If you want everybody to run together and take the weight off the nitrous car and let us pick up, 300s, and boom, there you are. Everybody's together. But will they do it? Probably not.
Well, Rickie, I'm gonna tell you this. It's been an honor to have you on the show. I really, whether you like Rickie Smith, whether you don't like him, you got to respect the man. He's put in place where me and Steve and a lot of other racers he's put the stepping stone for us to be able to get here. And I've strived to be like him and others in our sport that have paved the way to do what we love. And I think you've probably been instrumental in that. I think, you've done what most people dream of doing. And these stories, man, I can sit here and listen to stories all day long just because I know you got a million of them, and I've heard them, and I still want to hear them.
Yep.
I ain't fighting no monkey no more.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I fought the monkey one time. That's it. He broke.
I'd get him worked up. It's from his Summer Duck little episode of Summer Duck, but I won't do that. That's my local track. So
Yeah.
I used to go there and watch. And I'm
Somehow,
not even a young kid, but I used to go there and I'd watch that stuff. You know, that's
I wanted to explain. Jason was talking about there before we go. I know that the keyboard jockeys, and who else wants to talk about? Well, Rickie Smith just a crybaby. He's just a crybaby. He's just a crybaby. He wants this. He wants that. Well, I want to explain this right quick to these people.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
And this is why I look like a sore thumb standing out for the crybaby for the nitrous car. I'm the only guy that's run nitrous and Pro Mod in NHRA, other than Barking and them, come over 1 year and tore up stuff so bad they had to park it. And they found out that wasn't the way to go. But for 10 years at least, I've been the fastest nitrous car by far in NHRA. All right. Back in 14, 15, 16, along in there when I was running really good, winning some championships, bitching about rules, and they put 50 pounds on me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I got Shannon. I tried to get a couple. Castellano, I talked to him. I talked to this guy, this nitrous guy. Nobody would go with me to the tech trailer to talk to him about the rules. Well, I finally got Shannon to go with me one time back in. This was, it's like I say, maybe off a few years, but around 15. I finally got Shannon. I said, Shannon, you need to go with me. I said, they just ain't on. I said, I need another nitrous car to go with me. All right, when you going? I told him. He said, I'll meet you at your trailer. We go down there. I think it was 2 guys there. I know Ned was in there, the main guy, tech guy, and another one. We go down, sit down, and talk to him a few minutes, and Ned looked at Shannon, and this was when I was running good, and Shannon and them was behind me 300s at least. They were behind me, all of them. Everybody was. Harold Martin was running something, but it wasn't a nitrous car, mainly could run within 300s of me. And he looked at Shannon after we talked a while. He said, well, Shannon, I'm trying to think of exact words, but he looked at Shannon and he said, till you start running with Rickie Smith, you don't have no reason to be here bitching. And Shannon looked at me and I looked at Shannon. I said, okay, so I kind of looked at Ned. I said, so you're making these rules just off of me, nobody else. Everybody else paid the price. I was already, and they were already 300s behind me, and now some of them 4 and 5. They really sucked. And so anyway, that's how this got started. So the tech guy, the main tech guy, sat there and looked at both of us and said, well, Shannon, you got no reason to be here bitching. So the only one he basically told me they was going to listen to was me.
Yeah.
So when I'm bitching and I'm complaining on the internet or wherever about it, I am the only guy that could do it, and then NHRA would half-ass try to listen to it. It done me no good to carry Shannon Jenkins with me, because the first thing he told him was, you can't do nothing because you can't run with Rickie. So why are you here? So I'm just saying to the public, I am the guy that had to do all of this, bitch for the nitrous cars, cry for the nitrous cars, if that's what you want to call it, to try to keep us competitive. So don't badmouth me so much because of that, because I'm the only one that had any control to ask them to do something. They told us basically that right in front of our face. So that's all I want to say is when you say Rickie Smith's crying and bitching about the rules, I'm the only one that could do anything about it all these years with NHRA. So that's what I want the public to understand. I ain't the only one that wanted to bitch about it. It's just I'm the only one that
does.
I'm the only one that basically, I guess I'm not bragging, but I'm maybe the only one that had the authority to bitch, because I was the fastest one there, and I was still behind. They didn't even want to hear from nobody that was 200 and 300s behind me. You got to him before you bitch about the blowers. So that's what I want the public to understand about Rickie Smith is I've just tried to help the nitrous cars through this deal for a lot of years, especially in NHRA. And that's all I can do, guys. I mean, I've worked my butt off to get where I've got. My mom and dad never give me not a penny. They begged me not to spend my money on this stuff years ago.
Hold on a second, Rick.
On and all. my dad started going with me to do some races and got to enjoying it with me. And I was real happy about that. But it was so tough to get to where I got. I ain't had no sugar daddy. And
Well, I think a lot of that comes from Rickie. You're so passionate about what you're doing, right?
I am about that.
All right. I had to get up and get something. When you can get one of these done for you, you know you're the man then.
That's great. That's
I've
awesome.
had 2 or 3 cars. Luckily they modeled after me, and I probably got 7 or 8 baseball cards out here.
I probably got some.
He wished now that they'd do them baseball cards again, because a lot of people keep them baseball cards.
Yeah.
But I've had 7 or 8 of them done with me back in the day, and stuff like that. So I think I've had a hell of a career, but I just want the public to realize what I've been through to get here. And I'm not a crybaby. I'm just the only one that can stick up for the night.
That's what
You're passionate about it. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I think 100%. I think it's all come from within.
So I was the only one that could holler about it. So if you want to call it a crybaby or a bitcher or a complainer or whatever, as far as I know, I'm the only one that had the authority to do it, because I was the only one that run fast enough that they would talk to, about it. So that's the way that goes.
For sure.
Rickie, having me on, you man, and all that.
I appreciate it. You want to thank any sponsors while you got a chance?
Oh, Jim Wiley, Annie Wiley. If it wasn't for them last year and this year, I mean, everybody can't believe. First of all, I won all 3 of my NHRA Pro Modified Championships after I turned 60. All right. All 3 of them were won with $150,000 sponsorship. I had to go get some associate stuff, this and that. It took to pay me and Chad and do everything. It took about $250,000 those years, and I won championships over guys I know. I seen what they do. I know what parts cost. I know the crew people they had that were spending at that time $400,000 and $500,000 a year racing. Okay, now they're spending $600,000 and $700,000 minimum racing, but I don't know if they just got jealous or mad over that. But I done my own work. I done my own shit. I drive my own truck. I mean, so I didn't have to pay all them high dollar people, But
yeah, I
won all them championships on $150,000 sponsorship on a door. And y'all know what it costs to do this stuff.
I do, yeah, absolutely.
And Jim Wiley and Annie are helping me right now get through. And luckily I got Jim Wiley, Annie Wiley, Mark Stocksett's been with me for a lot of years. And I mean, it's just Russell Miller helped me a lot there for a couple of years.
That's right.
He helped me get there. So it actually takes, that's about all I can get for the door. Then I go get associate sponsors and try to get up 250. This year I really don't have that much, to do that. And luckily Chad went down there, so I don't really have the money to hire a full-time employee. I'm lucky I've got Chad coming in, and I got old Skip.
Parkway Ford's on board.
Parkway Ford's on board. Look, that man actually stepped up in 2020 when COVID come. He asked me, we was talking, because I've been, Parkway Ford was on my car back in the 80s when I run Pro Stock, and I had my Ford deal. They give me cars to drive back in there. And me and that guy got to be friends, and I've always drove a Ford truck since then. I trade with him every 2 or 3 years, blah, blah, blah. So I was down there talking to him about the year after COVID. Might have been 21, by in end of 20. He said, what are you going to do next year? I said, Junior, I don't know. Junior Michael's a guy that helps me on that stuff. I said, I don't know. I said, I'm scared to go ask anybody, because I said, I know it's going to be no. Things are tough and this and that. And he looked at me and he said, what did it take for the door on that car? So I gave him a figure. He said, let me talk to Mark Stockstead, not Mark Stockstead, Mark SoCal. So the next day he called me and he said, done deal. He said, we're gonna help you. So he helped me on the door for the next 2 years him and Mark SoCal, and that's how that got through me. And then Jim Whiteley and Annie's helped me hear the major deal with all my associate deals, but Parkway Ford and Mark Stockstead and people like that's what's got me where I'm at.
Well, I appreciate it.
But
You're still going. You act like it's the end. You ain't stopping. This is not.
You know, I've been blessed like hell to be this old and still be, just like I say, first round at Charlotte, I was 0-3-0. I was a perfect life anywhere else. And I won first round at Charlotte and then 4 because one guy shook, one guy red lighted, and I outrun the other guy on a hole shot. So I got my first round. Still at that age, I still could be good on a 410 street. But anyway, I think I can still do this pretty decent, you know. But I have convinced myself I'm ready to get out. If that's The problem is I can't raise the money to run the way I want to run. So I can get out and just help. I've talked to Jim Wiley. We've talked about me just working for him next year. You know, hopefully I can do that because Jim can pay me decent enough to do, you know, the way I should be paid, to know what I know about suspension and stuff. Do I know how to tune a blower car right now? No. Can I learn? I'm sure I can. But mainly I would like to be the suspension guy and the guy in the background to be with the tuning guy to help him understand the track says this run, the track says that run. I'd like to be that type guy, you know. I don't care if I'm the main guy no more, you know. I don't want to carry that burden if I don't have to. But I really want to stay involved because this is what I know. This is my family. All you people are my family. And I don't know anybody else. You know, I know 2 or 3 guys I graduated from high school with, and basically I don't know anybody around home. I stay, the drag racing people are my family.
Yep.
And that's the way I feel.
I think that's the way we all are.
Right.
I got goosebumps just you being on here, just to be honest with you. I do. And I'm 55 years old. I don't know what that means, but it really do, you know, and just seeing you at Summer Duck and then seeing where we're at now from driving the rig, which we do, Jason does, and working on the car, but to know you do it for a living, that
I'm
says
a miserable person when we're off a couple of weeks. I
me too.
I live in this shop. My wife gets up. I go once in a while, and I believe in God and all that for sure. But my wife sings in the church. She's in that church every morning. Leaves the house about 8 o'clock. Don't get back till 12. But I get up and I'm here about 9 o'clock Sunday morning, and I'm here till 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the evening, Sunday evening. I'm here all the time. I don't even care about being at the house. I love to be. I can go to the beach, and if I'm there 2 days, my wife knows I'm ready.
I'm the same way. I'm
the same 2 days, but that's it. That's all I can stand. I want to get back in. She said, well, "What do you do?" I said, "Nancy, I don't know. I look at that car. I just look at stuff." But she told me the other day, this ain't no shit. First time she's ever said it. It was last week. She was over here because she's helping me off and on a lot now. She's retired years from the hospital. Worked with kids with leukemia and stuff, 49 years. She retired a year ago, and I got her trying to help me. And she's small and not a lot of muscles and stuff. But anyway, she just looked at me and she said, "This is just your man cave, ain't it?" I said, "You're right. This is my man cave right here in this shop." Good. I love this place.
Oh, yeah. I know we're running a little long, Jason, but I did see we was at Galat. I think it was Galat. And Rickie had his wife, they had him and Chad had her up trying to take the awning. I think it was the awning light down or something. You all had her picked up in the air. We was looking over from the pit. I said,
"Poor Nancy.
I don't know if that's a good idea over there, but she got it." I was like, "I don't know."
Well, let me tell you something. He won't gonna drop her. I promise you that.
She's been trying to help me and do the best she can, you know, and all, but
you guys had her hanging in the air. I'm like, "Oh Lord."
Weighs 95 pounds now, you know. But she's a worker, and she's trying to help me all she can. You know, it's tough on me. We got done at Charlotte, and hell, we didn't have nobody there to help us. Chad had to leave right before we run second round. So if you noticed, I had Matthew up there setting the wheelie bars.
I saw that. Yep.
You saw that, and I was comfortable, but I wasn't comfortable. It's like I say, when Chad's there, you're a driver. You know when your guy's around that car, you know when your dad's there, Jason, you know he knows what you're looking for, what's happening, you know. And Chad couldn't stay, and I understood it, and he had to leave because he had to make his plane ticket back to Atlanta because he was still going through that school. And so I had to get Matthew to come up there and set the wheelie bars and stuff like that. I said, I'll line my own self up. Don't worry about that. Chad always backed me up where I want. I said, this is where I want to be. But then I'm gonna pull up. If I'm crooked, that's my fault. I line myself up all the time. But anyway, that's what happened down there, you know.
Hey,
well, Rick, I really
before we
all
go
right,
into
go
the
ahead.
alliance for the little segment.
Okay.
Blower car or nitrous car? I got to ask you because I know you've been in both.
That's a trick question.
On that?
That's a trick question. Actually, it didn't, but you drove some blower cars,
right?
But obviously you still like the nitrous stuff. But was the blower?
I really wouldn't care if it's a go-kart. If I'm I just want to be competitive. Do I like the nitrous car? Yeah, because I've supported it so long and all that. And I really think, just like I told you, I really think the nitrous car needs to stay involved just to keep that rivalry going. Because sooner or later, it's just going to be blower, 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 blower to the fans. And I'm not bad-mouthing.
I get it. You ain't hurting nobody's feelings.
If Wes Buck put a race on and paid $100,000 in Florida for an alcohol funny car race, he wouldn't put 2,000 people in the stands.
Nope.
I mean, they just don't. I mean, nothing against them. It's just nobody's watched them like Pro Mod. But if you get this nitrous car back in there and get your nitrous fans coming back again and get that rivalry going, I just think it's good. I think it's going to be good for Pro Modified if they would just do that. But they probably won't. I'll just be out and we'll just go on. But as far as me driving either one, naturally when I get on a blower car, it's got me wired up because it's loud. It's just loud, you know. And if you've ever drove a nitrous car and a blower car, Jason will tell you that nitrous car is almost like it's a muscle compared to a blower car. That blower car is like 10,000 RPM. That nitrous car is running 7,200 RPM. That bigger RPM change just gets you up on the chip, man. When you ain't drove one much, you think, man, this thing is screaming now.
Yeah, it feels like it's eating you
a little bit. You know, I like driving the blower car. It gets me excited again. Where my nitrous car, honestly, I have to work so hard, and I've told Chad this. When I'm backing up after a burnout, I have to just, and I almost get myself where I damn near pass out. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my adrenaline going. I drove the nitrous car so long, I'm sitting in there like I'm in this rocking chair right here. And reaction time, to me, it's always been, it's about adrenaline, about staying focused.
That's right.
The two things it's all about reaction time is adrenaline and focusing. And I have to work on myself so hard at my age to get myself wired up, backing up to try to get good on the tree. That's the reason I don't show anything hardly in testing or qualifying, because I have to work my body too hard. And especially when it's hot, I have to work too hard to get myself pumped to have a good light. And I won't do it in qualifying or you know, testing. I just feel like I don't need to do it. I don't need to have a damn heart attack right now, you know. But I love this stuff. I love it to death. I love the blower cars. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bad mouthing anybody. I love the blower cars. I just wish we could all get where we could race together again.
JT said, "What weight do you need to be at?" He's on the comments. I'm looking at.
Well, to keep, like I said, to keep the NHRA is the only thing that you have to go off of their rules to keep us together. Because you can't go say, all right, Rick, you can take 125 pounds out of that car. Well, I can't do that. I don't have that in there. And then if you could, you can't get the car balanced right unless you are a 65, 70-pound driver, you know, or something like that, or less. Well, everybody can't be that. You got maybe 2 or 3 guys can. So what have you helped? You have 3 guys, and you got 50.
Like
on a nitrous car right here would love to come and race, but they can't even qualify. So why are they coming? But if you change them rules around, off NHRA rules, take 55, 60 pounds off of us from NHRA, just a nitrous car, I'm telling you, this Pro Modified could come alive and everybody could run together. Nationwide, all over the world, not just PDL or Wes's deal. Everybody get together and say, this is what we're going to go off of, and this is the way we're going to race now. Man, you'd open up a can of worms about cars coming and racing.
All right. Okay, Rick, you got one more thing. Okay. We're going to ask you some questions, and they're going to be one word. So it's going to be like A or B. Okay.
All right.
And all right. It's kind of like Family Feud. So Steve's going to do it. We call it the Alliance Raceware Pressure Zone. So this is the last thing we're going to do. And we got to let you know. Go.
Going to put a little pressure on you.
We'll put a little pressure on. Let's see how you do under pressure.
I love pressure.
All right. Get your adrenaline. Breathe hard.
Breathe hard. Get your deep breaths in here.
All right.
All right. Here we go. You ready?
You ready? You ready?
All right. VHS or Netflix?
VHS or Netflix?
Yep.
That means
to watch a
you mean what?
Yeah.
I don't watch neither one.
Okay.
All right, keep going.
Westerns or true crimes?
Wait a minute, say it again.
Westerns or true crimes?
Oh, Westerns.
Hot dog or hamburger?
Every night you can call my wife right now and ask her what's on at my house. Gunsmoke.
That's right.
Gunsmoke.
Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
Mullets or man buns?
Mullets? Yeah.
Skip it.
On top of your head, man bun. I know that one. Johnny Cash or Elvis?
I really mullets. Hellfire.
There you go.
Damn, I didn't catch what you said there for a minute.
Johnny Cash or Elvis Presley?
Johnny Cash.
There you go.
Domino's or Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Flip phone or smartphone?
Smartphones.
You write checks or PayPal?
Checks.
Doritos or Lay's?
What'd you say?
Doritos or Lay's potato chips?
Doritos.
He's on that. Boots or sneakers?
Sneakers.
All right.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't know I was on a time frame.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. It's not a
time frame. I'd have got a little bit quicker.
No, it's not. It's not.
It throws it at you. He thought we was going to throw the racing questions at him. He was ready.
I didn't realize I was on a time frame. I should.
Don't worry about it.
You're good. You're good.
All right, Ricky. Well, I love you, man, and I appreciate you coming on the show. And I'll see you this weekend at Virginia. Because
we're all coming now.
We're all coming now. So
yeah. I appreciate y'all having me on and letting me explain a little bit, and some people catching up on how I got to where I am, and all that type stuff. You know, because I started so long ago that the younger people, the 35 and 25-year-old people, they don't know. They don't know who Rickie Smith was, you know.
I think everybody in drag racing knows who Rickie Smith is.
If they don't, they're under a rock.
Yes, 100%.
Thank y'all a lot for this.
All right, buddy. See you, Rick. See you, Rick.
Have a good one, Rick.
Yep.
Adios.
All right, buddy. Wow.
I could listen to that all day long. I mean, I looked up and we were already an hour in. I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know, man. I get goosebumps talking about the stories because I was there for a lot of things in like Bristol and North Wilkesboro and Farmington and a lot of the quick 8 stuff that he ran when I was a kid. And I look back now, I was playing in the dirt and eating my boogers and doing all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? That's just what I was doing. And I look back now and say, man, I was there when this stuff happened. I was just too young to really be a part of it. And
same as you, I had goosebumps setting in Summer Duck, which you've been there once, haven't you?
I had been to Summer Duck. Yep.
I'm just saying, back in the day before they even did the upgrades, and there he is with Ronnie Socks. And
dude, I got a epiphany while we were sitting here that we need to have him. We need to have Tommy Mooney, Shannon Jenkins. We need to have Scotty Cannon, all these guys on at one time, and just let them tell stories till the sun comes up. And dude, I mean, it's just amazing.
They could write books.
Yep,
for real. Just like you said earlier, I swear
that's right. He should write a book. I don't read, but that would be one that I would read. And that model, I've had this model forever, and I got him to sign it. I say last year before, and I mean, dude,
that is the car I remember him in.
yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. But what
It's
and I feel the
unbelievable.
same way around Todd Tutterow. I mean, Todd's a competitor of ours, but I still feel the same way about him. He's got stories. I went back and looked at the old $50,000 North versus South shootout. A girl that works for me, she didn't really know what it was, and I went back and showed her the
Yes.
video of it. And I mean, dude, it's amazing. But I know we went long tonight, guys, but it was well worth it. Rickie's a heck of a guy, and he deserves. I know he gets a lot of bad credit, and I think if social media wasn't there, then we have different opinions about a lot of different people.
I agree. How about Rickie Smith coming on social media? How about that?
Yeah. I think he likes it a little bit. So
I think he liked it. He did good. I was impressed.
Yep.
Yeah, like he did a few interviews in his day.
Yeah, I just saw that. Somebody asked if we were going to Maple Grove. We're not going to Maple Grove because it did get postponed because of the weather. So I'm assuming most of us are going to try to go to PDRA. PDRA looks okay on Saturday. I think Friday is kind of hit and miss a little bit. I think Tyler and them may make some schedule adjustments, but looks like most of us are probably going to Virginia, which I'm kind of glad of. I mean, I like the $100,000 race. Like I told you, the money was there. But I still would like to win some championships in both classes, and having two, having two chances to win a championship in a year is better than having one. So, you hope you can hit one of them.
Well, right
so we
now
got
on pace for 2.
I know. I mean, it's got a long way to go early in the season. So we got one more thing. We promised you 00 shit show thing, so we're going to pop it up here. We're going to do a meme. And Jess, what are we doing? We're gonna the best meme comment. We're gonna do a shirt. 00 shit show is gonna give out a prize. So I'm throwing stuff down on the ground.
You're throwing beer cans down and apple juice and
apple juice. Speaking of that, can you bring me some Bullsh apple?
I got a 30-pack up there already.
Okay, thank you.
What I do for you, and now you kiss my ass all season.
So we're gonna put up a meme. The first meme is gonna be for me. I'm gonna say that what I think it is, and then the second meme is gonna be for Steve. So you need to comment on our page or Boosting Bullshit's page, and let's see what she's giving me instructions. Just sell them, and they are the winner. Tell them to message them. Whoa! Oh, we're gonna pick a winner now. Oh,
winner tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. So in the comments, I'm going to put up the first one. This is going to be mine. So whoever picks the best comment for this comment is based towards me, I guess. I'm terrible at this. Rickie done got me all messed up.
I've been listening to Rickie's stories. I don't even know where we're at.
Let's see what she's doing.
I can see him at summer dropping the hammer and going down through there, and it was foggy. That's all I can see when I talk to Rickie.
Foggy. I like how you said foggy.
Oh, it was foggy. He couldn't see shit, but he went down through there.
All right. So this first meme, best comment for this one's going to win a 00 shit show prize and a party time prize. So this one right here, pop it up, the first one.
Who's that?
You know what that face is? That's when you're looking at my scoreboard after I make a run, and you're like, "Did he do a 58 again?" Damn.
That's what I look. I said, that son of a bitch, he needs 50 pounds.
All right, so comment in the comment section this meme right here. The best caption to this meme is going to win a party time and a 00 shit show party pack.
He said this.
All right,
so everybody. Come on, right. We still got 250 people on. Somebody got.
Come on. They don't want a party time or a 00 shit show. That's okay.
I like your 00 shit show. Look at your shirt right there. Look at that. See, which one you like? You want to drive a Top Fuel or you want to drive a Pro Mod? Which one you like better?
Bruce Mullins got a good one.
Oh, God.
There we go. Okay. All right. We're going to give it another 30 seconds. Okay. He drives the door car. Ooh. That one's rough. JT must be heavy on the something.
JT's about.
He's got the bourbon in him. All right. Is that it? Ding! All right. Now we're going to put up Steve's. This is Steve's meme. And the best comment wins. Going to win a Double O Shit Show and a Pilot Racing prize pack. That's you, me, and you, and you're looking at my time slip on the time slip app.
I'm going, these rules are plumb effed up. That's what I'm saying right there. Look at this. I'm telling you, they're effed up, dude.
That's me going, no, Steve, it's a 54, not a 64.
Well, see I'm getting abused here drastically.
Or no, wait a minute. And that's me going, Steve, why is your blower hanging off again?
Well, because we're trying to run them damn flat hoods. That's why I get why Rickie gets all fired up. See,
he does get all fired up. I know. I didn't want him to get on the flat hood train. He would have beat me up.
I was really working my way
towards it. I know you were, and
I was really trying to work my way towards asking if he's going to drive a flat hood or a screw blower. I was really working my way towards that.
All right. So, Jess, do we pick one now, or are you going to pick one later, and we're going to send it to him? Let's see what she says. Oh, you pick one now, or do you want me to pick it?
Now, she said.
Now, well, I mean, I pick it or you pick it?
You pick yours, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go back here so we can go up. How do I scroll up?
The damn little wheel. Okay.
A little wheel. Right. I gotcha. Yeah. You pick yours. See, we're not very good social media people either. We suck.
Oh, yes. Okay. All right. All right. I'm sorry, guys. We're gonna make it better. I promise you. Let's see. I'll pick Scott Franklin for mine. Or is that yours?
That's mine. That's mine.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got to go back up. You got to do some scrolling.
Hold on, I'm going. Okay. Fred G6607. Ooh, he drives the door car. I'm picking him. So Fred G6607. You got that one, Jess?
She got it. Somebody talk to us.
All right, she got it. She got it. So Fred G, you the winner for mine, and now you pick one there.
I'm going through here. I'm going with
I got one.
Roman. He said, even with 50 pounds, you still the top qualifier. That's what I'm going with right there.
I would have went for Joshua Jones, though, smell my finger. But that's okay.
Well, I could have. I seen that one. I'm like, well.
There you go. Joel Roman. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll try to message you. If not, hit us up on our Facebook stuff. Again, thanks again for tuning in to Boost the Bullshit. I know we ran a little bit long tonight, but it was real worth it for the King, Rickie Smith. I think we got a lot. I really wanted to go over where he came from and how things got started because that's stuff that interests me. I feel like that as a 46-year-old guy who's been in the business since I was, born basically, and I've been pro mod racing since 2005. I want to see where my next steps are. What do I have to look forward to? Do I have a shot to be like Rickie? Do I have a shot to be able to race for a living like Todd and Rickie and Stevie and all these guys have done? And it just interests me to be able to talk about that kind of stuff because me and you work regular jobs. We have our own businesses.
Yes.
And I don't think people really realize the sacrifice that you have to put in and taking a big gamble. Todd Tutterow took a big gamble, closed down his grading company, went and did it. Stevie Jackson had a Matco truck, stopped doing that so he could go out and pursue his thing. I mean, these guys really took a big leap in life to be able to do what they enjoy. And it's nice to know that that there's a possibility for anybody out there. Somebody like Pro Mod Gordo, who's, the mouth of the South right now. He's got everything going.
It's unbelievable. Just like Rickie, you see him. I mean, his dad obviously did. He's at Bullsh and stuff, but to go from that and just say I'm going racing,
Yep.
That's I mean, what you said with Todd and them, that's a gamble. That's a huge gamble on yourself.
It is, and we really appreciate. And to notice that, you know, sponsorships help, man. Sponsorships help a lot of these guys. I mean, whether if you sponsor me or Steve, or you want to sponsor a junior dragster, or you want to sponsor one of your local guys foot breaking. I mean, if you got a pressure washing company, man, go toss the guy $100 and let him put your name on a tech card. And you just don't know what it does to a guy. It gives him a little motivation. It helps you know that you got stuff going on. I mean, juniors, sportsmen, top eliminator, whatever you can do that, because I have a lot of sponsors that sponsor me and they've been with me for a long time, and I've got new ones every day that come on board and try to do it, but I want to put back in their pockets. But you know, anything helps these racers, and what we do, we put our heart and soul in, we put our life on the line for what we do, and it means a lot to us as racers.
And they don't understand. Just like Rickie's every day. I mean, that's what he lives, eats, and sleeps. Just like, I mean, I got to sleep my business during the day and then, you know, race at night. I mean, that's the only way I can afford to do what we do. I mean, I'm right now on my side.
Yep. And if you guys want to sponsor Double O Shit Show, we'll put you on there. We'll give you a new, we'll do anything we can for you, put you out there. Like you say, swag, Alliance Racewear, Fuel Tech, all these guys have came on board. We've had a lot on the show, and you know, if you want to sponsor whoever, just reach out and support drag racing the best way you can. And we really appreciate it, guys. We'll be at Virginia this weekend. It looks like, so me and him will be doing the old PDRA thing. So tune in, Flow. Check out Party Time Racing Facebook page. Check out Pilot Racing Facebook page. And we have a new Boosted Bullshit Facebook page. Like and subscribe. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Don't forget to support who supports us. Alliance Racewear and Drag Illustrated. Make sure you look them guys up.
Yep. And we really appreciate you hanging in there. And we'll see you next time. 2 weeks. Be the week after PDRA. So, well, 2 weeks. So, All right, guys. Thanks a lot.